Welcome to Meaningful Morning, and to all our Americans, happy tax day. How beautifully that's aligned with us studying values, as you have to register your valuables to help us engage in a review of these critical values. Let us start by appreciating what we have. Relax the body, enjoy the breath, and with the mind, appreciate the valuables you have, and more so, the values. Ajadyam. This is a virtue of Bhagwan Hanumana, which means the one who is vigilant, the one who has not forgotten how fortunate he is. Pujaswami Tejomayananda was sharing, after one's living, one's best friend, the one who nourishes one the most, is dharma. The logic of this is, dharma is really determining the texture of your mind, and your mind will determine your next context, where you're born, how you're born. This is for after living. While living, one's best friend, the one who nourishes the most, is our sangha with sadhus, our association with those who are noble. Now, what is an indication of nobility? Inclusivity. Meaningful Mornings is this sadhu sangha, us associating with nobility, inclusivity. There is nothing more nourishing than this. And if all of this is too poetic, though it's not, what we do together is we love ourselves more. Not our names, not our forms, but we love our gunas or qualities more. And by doing so, we become more loving then. We love others more. Sanatana Dharma means infinite nature. Those who feel their nature is infinite, they're the most loving. We have forgotten Sanatana Dharma, so we have become sad Dharma. Our nature has now become stress-filled, anxiety-filled, dejection-filled. Our trust triangle, those who have learned to love themselves, that's what a guide is. They've completed loving themselves, so now they can offer this to others. Our trust triangle loves us, which is why their life is dedicated to us feeling Tattvamasi. Infinity, you are. If someone were to ask you, what is the purpose of your guide? Their purpose is you. They don't have a purpose. Their purpose is you, but not you in a shallow way, you in the deepest way. The Bhagavad Gita magnifies this. Chapters 1 through 6 is about Tvam, you, or historically Prince Arjuna. Chapters 7 through 12 focuses on tat, you have to reach divinity. Historically, that's Sri Krishna. And to be totally clear about this, all of chapter 10 is Sri Krishna in diversity. All of chapter 11 is diversity in Sri Krishna. It's not about Prince Arjuna anymore. And I hope we're realizing our lives are not about us anymore. Chapters 13 through 18 focuses on Asi. How does Prince Arjuna become Sri Krishna? How do we change sad dharma to Sanatana dharma? And the answer is given in chapter 12. What is divinity? Bhagavan. Bhaga, virtues. Van, the one who has all virtues in all ways. So how do I become infinite nature? It is by converting values into virtues. In chapter 12, 25 values are shared. This is repeated in chapter 13. 20 values are shared. Those in seeking culture, parenting culture, do you feel the references coming up now? How all of these dots are being connected? We start our review with verse 13. Adveshta sarva bhutanam maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankaraha samadukka sukha kshami. Joy. Can I see your charts? Show me how you're charting out these values. Good, good, good. A lot of not goods. A few goods. Value number 1, Adveshta. And I'm going to combine these now. Value number 2, Maitra. Value number 3, Karuna. Changing these words into English, Adveshta means to respect beings. What is more full than that? Maitra, which means to love beings. And what's more full than that? Karuna, which is to revere beings. Think about this fullness. If I share with my wife that I respect you, and then I share with my wife that I love you, which is she going to be more moved by? And then imagine I shared I revere you. I will have a great year. And giving you one more way to think about this, especially our Bhagavata students. As Sri Krishna is departing from us, and I'm encouraging you to join Bhagavata class. Those final teachings and the final life of Sri Krishna is shared. Anyways, Sri Krishna shares that one should feel divinity, firstly, almost at a beginner level, in a murti. Murti is an icon. That's like Adveshta. But more full than that is to feel divinity in Madhyama, in your heart, in your center. That's like Maitra. But the fulfillment is to feel divinity in Manava, which means beings. That's Karuna. That's empathy. Value number 4, Nirmama. One is not living by myness. Value number 5, Nirahankara. I'm not living by me-ness. Prince Arjuna comes in to this challenge, identified with Dharma, then he falls to Pandava. That's minus. Then he falls to Arjuna. That's meanness. Meanness sounds like meanness, doesn't it? And then Shri Krishna starts to lift him, even past Dharma, to Sanatana. No vastness. Value number 6, Sama. That is like the cure, the antidote to separation, to Dvaita, being balanced. You neutralize this. And number 7 is Kshami or Kshama, which means to be forgiving. Now, these two are connected. It is only when you're balanced that you have the quietude of mind to forgive another. If you are annoyed in your inner world, you will not have this practice to forgive. That's verse 13. Verse 14. Santushta satatam yogi yatatma dhrida nishchayaha mayarpita mano buddhihi yo madbhakta same priyaha. Joy. Value number 8, santushta. Santushta is to appreciate what you have, which leads you to appreciating who you are. Swami Tejomayananda has given a great tip on having the right relationship with food, the secret to dieting. Do you know what that is? Come closer, I'll whisper it to you. It's proprietary. Am I saying that correctly? Be happy. When the heart is full, the stomach is full, correct? When you're happy, you're not hungry. Santushta, so practical. Number 9, satata, to be consistent. In tonight's Upanishad class, I will highlight the importance of what you think. That should be consistent with what you say, which should be consistent with what you act. Inconsistency disables us from knowing our nature. Number 10, yata, which means to be directed. In the silence retreat, when the mind is not directed, that's called thoughts. When the mind is directed, that's called thinking. They're different. Number 11, nishchaya. Nishchaya means where there's no shadow. There's clarity. We use the word decisiveness. Swami Tejomayananda shared an expression of nishchaya is eka, which means one, eka shastra, eka mantra, eka karma. I have one map, that is Bhagavad Gita. I have one mantra, that is all that Shri Krishna is sharing, or you take one mantra, or in this case, one value. Eka karma, that is your only purpose. How does decisiveness play out? Through eka. Shastra, mantra, karma. Next, arpita. Value number 12 is arpita. Arpita means to offer. The idea is you start by offering your resources, then time, then effort, then the one who's offering. Yes? If you are clear about how Shri Krishna has offered to you, then you won't compromise on offering in return. But if you're not clear what you've been offered, you will always calculate your return offering. So if you find that you're a calculative person, I'm speculating you're not clear about how lucky you are. You're not clear about how fortunate you are. Arpita means to offer. Be clear what you've been offered. That's why I share being an environmentalist is not a matter of faith, it's a matter of logic. Verses 13 and 14, we will continue with our review in the coming mornings. From inspiration to application, your application was to identify of these 25 values, which are you strongest in? Please share with me in the chat. And none is not an answer, is not an answer. You are definitely strong in at least one value. If I just take up the first verse, for me, a strength of mine would be nirmama. I don't feel I own anything, right down to my relationships or my equipments. And that helps me to live very lightly then. And you're all sharing, which is very good. My weakest value in this first verse is karuna. Somehow I have been hypnotized to have the expectation that everyone should live for moksha. But then that inhibits me to be compassionate, so I have to readjust my expectation. Or you can rise to my expectation. Your application for this morning is, there is an awesome band, I think in the 80s. Their name is Depeche Mode. I want you to listen to the song, People Are People. Listen to this many times. Look at the lyrics. People are people. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be safe, be sound, be serene, be joy.